kids grow older, we see them go from here to here, like we've seen Kelsey. And recently, I found out that she had spent a week or so in Guatemala on an outreach trip. So we've asked her to come today and to share a little bit about that, what it was about, and who they went to help and see. I can't think of a better thing we can encourage our youth and our young adults to do than to be involved in ministry of this kind of thing. So, Kelsey, I'm just going to let you talk about it and show us some pictures.
This past spring break, I had the opportunity to go with the Pre-Med Society from Guatemala University to Guatemala. We went with Dr. Joseph. He's in charge of the Pre-Med Society, and this is his 7th trip to Guatemala. He goes every year during Christmas break. And one of the things that we did there was we worked at an AIDS hospice, and these are some of the pictures from there. There was an AIDS hospice somewhere up in the mountains that we drove to, and the kids there, they were anywhere from infants to 16-year-olds, and they were orphans, and they were just some children that had the AIDS virus, and we just went with them, and we played with them. We gave them an Easter egg hunt, and we brought a piñata, and we just connected with the kids for about a day. And the next picture, another thing that we did there was we worked with this man whose his name is Don Mario, and he was a local vet in his village, and one of the things that he did was he traveled around to his neighbors, and he gave them free vet service. And so we vaccinated some cows, and we did goats and chickens, and it was really fun. This man, he was a farmer that we went to his farm to vaccinate some of his cows, his cattle, and he just broke down, and he gave us his whole testimony of his whole life. And he had lost one of his eyes in an accident, and his wife had passed away. I believe his son passed away too. And just through it all, he was just telling us all the struggles he had, but through it all, like he didn't know where he was going or what was happening, but he still had so much faith. And he just gave us his whole testimony about, how he's had so much faith in God and how God came through to him. And he asked us to pray for him. And then later that day, this is Don Mario's community, and we just gave a party for the kids, all of the kids in the village. And we just played games with them, and we brought another piñata for them. They had fun. And then we had somebody donate, I think over 350 stuffed animals, and we brought them all to Guatemala, and we distributed to them. And then some of those bags a local church had made for us, and they had sewn blankets and put Bibles in them, and we gave them out to the families there. We also had some more stuffed animals, and so we would just go around to local villages, and we would just hand them out to some kids. And it was crazy how happy they were with just one little stuffed animal. It could be, the size of their hand, but they would have the biggest smiles on their faces, and they were just so grateful for the little stuffed animal. These were some kids. We put together about 15 bags of food, and we went around to different families from the Seventh-day Adventist Church there that were in the most need, and it was just bags of rice and beans and corn, I believe. And it was just so amazing how happy they were to receive some food from us. We learned that in Guatemala, one family can survive on $10 US in a week. And it was just crazy to see how little they survive on and how little they have. But one thing that impressed me the most was these families, they have so little. They have so little materialistic things, but yet they have the biggest faith. We visited one family, and they their roof had blown off of their house, and they didn't know how they were going to survive. But some of their neighbors had come and fixed it for them, but they literally didn't know when their next meal would be, how they would stay in their house. But yet they had so much faith, and they were a witness to us. We came to help them, but we went home with our hearts full. And it was a really good opportunity, and I was blessed by it.
So I have a couple questions for you. First of all, have you ever done anything like this before?
I went with the church when we went to Mexico a long time ago.
That's right, when you guys got hijacked and held hostage and all of that. I mean, why would you want to go back after that?
But this was the first time I went without my parents and, with another group.
And the other question is, after going through the experience, what did it do for you? What did you bring back from this experience? How has it affected you?
I know I'm still thinking about it, how it's affecting my everyday life, because I don't want to go back to my normal life and just, say, oh, that was a good experience. That was a good 8 days that I helped some people. I want to do something more. I'm going to go back hopefully over Christmas break, because they go every year, but I'm still, trying to figure out what I can do in my everyday life to help those.
You can't get involved in something like this without it having some kind of effect in your life. I mean, I really give her a lot of credit. I have a hard time just going to San Bernardino. She's gone to Guatemala. So anyway, you guys encourage Kelsey and all of our youth in their ministry and their mission, because that's what God has put us on this earth for, every one of us. Thank you, Kelsey.